You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Third quarter phase of the moon and just us. Daily horoscope for Friday, May 12th, 2023. Good morning, friends. My summer reading special, the Hellenistic 5 Points reading, is on sale right now for donation only, which means you can pay $5 or $50. It's up to you. This is a quick 25 to 30 minute reading where we will go over your big three, your sun, moon, and rising sign, and the two most notable transits that you are in or that are coming up for you this year, using Hellenistic techniques. If you'd like to book a 5 Points reading, please email me at astromommyastrology@gmail.com. That way we can schedule your reading via Zoom or over the phone. These bookings will start in mid-June and go until mid-August 2023, so please reach out to me now to get a time slot that works best for you. Okay, let's get into the astrology. I woke up with the song Not Enough Time by NXS playing in my head. While studying the transits for Friday this morning, I played this song and read the lyrics. Turns out that this song is a love song about wanting to stay in a single moment in time forever. The lyrics say, quote, "We could make time stop for the two of us," unquote, and that forever would not be long enough to, quote, "be everything and everyone to you," unquote. The music video is overflowing with shots of Michael Hutchinson's beautiful eyes penetrating deeply into the viewers' souls, his hands as he plays with fire, and then ends with him swinging on the pendulum of a clock, representing the burning passion that the lyrics express and the reality that time won't stop, not even for such a divine union as the song suggests. I feel that this song and its messages are meaningful for today's horoscope. I am hoping that as I explore the transits with you all, the meaning will gain more clarity. Care to go down the archetypal rabbit hole with me and explore? Let's go. On Friday, we have 3 transits perfecting that are important. The moon forms her third quarter square to the sun at 10:28 a.m. Eastern Time at 21 degrees Aquarius, 36 minutes, and Mercury retrograde perfects 2 sextiles that bookend the day. The first to Saturn in the wee hours of the morning at 4:41 a.m. Eastern Time, and the second late at night at 10:43 p.m. Eastern Time to Venus in Cancer. We will keep these important moments in mind as we go through the transits one by one. The moon on Friday is in Aquarius all day, and she too bookends the day with sextiles. The Aquarian moon is a little detached, scientific, and objective. She is able to look at a situation without feeling. That is why she is so good at conducting experiments, gathering observations, and making conclusions that she is not emotionally attached to. Yet, at the same time, she can be very opinionated, and once she has drawn a specific conclusion about something, latch on to that idea and stubbornly refuse to see any other point of view. It's a very interesting dynamic. The sextile aspect is a 60-degree angular relationship between celestial bodies and one that is said to be the nature of Venus. So it brings opportunities, good fortune, and feelings of ease and harmony to a situation. I feel like the multiple sextiles of the day with a heavy third quarter moon in the middle is an interesting combination of opportunity, action, and forced change. There is a bit of stubbornness, albeit ease and flow, to the day. So the first order of business for the moon in Aquarius is to form a sextile to Chiron in Aries at 4:13 a.m. Eastern Time. This represents an opportunity for acceptance of our ego wounds and vulnerabilities. It's a little bit like looking at your own ego through the eyes of a scientist. Why do I do that? How come this behavior happens after that stimulus? What will happen if I do this? It's an opportunity for evaluation and growth. Then 30 minutes later at 4:41 a.m. Eastern Time, Mercury in Taurus retrograde perfects his sextile to Saturn in Pisces, indicating a moment of clarity that brings a serious reflection, revision, or a redefinition of something important. This could also have to do with tangible things like doing paperwork, signing documents, or receiving an important message about a contract deal going through. Saturn and Mercury don't have any reception, though, because neither of them are sharing in each other's essential dignities, so this aspect could feel a little bit more like a square than a sextile, as in there could be some action required in order to see things through. At 6:12 a.m. Eastern Time, the moon in Aquarius forms a square to Uranus in Taurus, and then at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, she forms a sesquiquadrate to Venus in Cancer. So there is something shocking that throws you through a loop, but really all it may do is cause a delay in something that is already moving along, with relationships, values, or finances. Then the moon forms her third quarter square to the sun in Taurus, most often referred to as her third quarter phase. The third quarter phase of the moon is a point of crisis when the moon must redefine who she is. She must take stock of what resources she has and what she has already built up within herself and make something new from that which she has manifested thus far. My favorite analogy for the third quarter moon is that of making wine out of grapes. You planted the seeds during the new moon. At the full moon, you harvested the grapes. And now at the third quarter moon, you are turning those grapes, those resources you already have, into something that is long-lasting and will get better and better over time. Wine. So I feel that the third quarter lunar phase is all about figuring out what your legacy will be that will live on longer than you. For those of you born under a third quarter moon phase, this may speak to a theme in your life. Below is the chart for the third quarter moon at 10:28 a.m. Eastern Time. You can see in the chart the sun in Taurus just having separated from his conjunction to Uranus in the upper left-hand portion of the chart. The moon is on the right, co-present with Pluto in Aquarius. Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto are all getting closer and closer to forming their dynamic T-square, which we are all feeling build up, especially as Jupiter has entered the last degree of Aries, the anaretic degree. Things are about to shift in a radical new direction, and this third quarter phase is a catalyst for that change. After the third quarter phase perfects, the moon in Aquarius forms a quincunx to Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is in his fall, remember? So he's trying to light a fat pack of wet matches because he needs a fire to survive. And the moon is trying to understand these motivations without getting overly emotional about it or behaving in a rash or overreactive way. It could feel a bit odd. By the late evening, Mercury in Taurus retrograde perfects his sextile to Venus in Cancer, and this feels good, like listening to music that soothes your soul in some way. Venus, being the domicile ruler of Taurus, is Mercury's host right now, almost like he's staying at her house while she's away. And she's not doing too bad in Cancer, the home of the moon and the exaltation of Jupiter. It feels like Venus has given Mercury a call here to let him know, while he is staying at her house, that there are some fresh sheets in the cupboard that he may use as long as he promises to wash them before he leaves, and some homemade soup in the fridge that he is totally welcome to eat because it needs to be eaten. There's flow and compromise between the two, and it feels good. This could manifest in our own lives as pleasant conversations, a willingness to find a middle road, and making compromises with people, resulting in mostly pleasant interactions. At 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon makes her final aspect while in Aquarius, a sextile to Jupiter at the final degree of Aries. The moon and Jupiter, both at the anaretic degrees of their respective signs in a harmonious sextile, is a big effort to work together. There's an opportunity here to expand your circles, your awareness, your heart, or your leadership qualities, and bring those things into a day-to-day being. The moon represents our habits, routines, and how we care for ourselves and others, and Jupiter represents expanding our minds and hearts, but also the circles of influence that we expose ourselves through via our friendships, allies, and groups that we associate with. Both the moon and Jupiter at the last degrees of Aquarius and Aries are in the bounds of Saturn, who happens to be in Pisces right now, remember? So this is an aspect that represents an opportunity that requires some action, sacrifice, and work in the short term that will eventually pay off in the long term. And I feel like this has something to do with being a leader and also being part of the group at the same time, owning your individuality, but also being a team player, something like that. The moon enters Pisces at 12:38 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, or 9:38 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday night, depending upon your time zone, and is immediately co-present with Saturn. She will conjoin Saturn on his day of the week, Saturday, at 11:11 a.m. Eastern Time. So there is serious work ahead for the weekend, but hopefully work that will be coupled with pleasantries, as Venus will trine Saturn this weekend and Mercury will station direct. So we have those transits to look forward to. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? Nobody here but us folk. On this card, we see a group of people sitting around in a circle. They appear to be in a sort of grassy plain with low mountains in the background. Along the bottom of the card reads, "Nobody here but us folk." The instructions booklet for this card says, quote, "On levels of incomprehensible enlightenment, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva have achieved self-forgetfulness, as have Venus, Kali, Maya, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Anubis, Tho, Osiris, Horus, Hermes, Terra, the dolphin, Ra, Saturn, Mars, Christ, Buddha, Jehovah, the Devas, Ahura Mazda, the 99 attributes of Allah, the white goddess, etc., etc., unquote. My first impression of this card and of this meaning from the little booklet is, remember who you are and who you are here with. It's just us and you and us together, groups and the self within those groups. Jupiter is all about bringing people together, expanding the group, unification, merging, coalescing, uniting, combining, and joining. It's not about mindlessly going along with the herd, but it is more about finding love and abundance within the more. Taurus is also about more. More food, more passion, more love, more comfort, building and creating more of the basic necessities of life that form that solid structure and foundation that we can rely on and trust. So I feel that this card is about remembering the gifts, the people, and the relationships that you have in your life that remind you of who you are, the bright star that you are. When we surround ourselves with people who support us and lift us up, it fills up our emotional cups and we are able to give generously to others, love unconditionally, and share our light. It's also about staying in the present moment and practicing acceptance of the new frequencies that are being ushered in by Pluto in Aquarius. Bringing today's post full circle with the song that was playing in my head as I started writing today's post, Not Enough Time by INXS. I feel like this song is speaking to Saturn and Pisces and all the intense energies of Jupiter about to ingress into Taurus and square Pluto. There's an intense desire in this song to control something, Pluto, that is uncontrollable, like time, Saturn. Yet it feels important to express the love, devotion, and almost religiousness of that love and devotion, Pisces, by fantasizing about an impossible reality, also Pisces. Not to mention the desire to merge energies by consummating love in the pleasurable acts of sex and procreation that Jupiter and Taurus embodies so well. Jupiter was said to rule sperm by the ancients, and Taurus is in the middle of spring, when all the wildlife is dripping with fertile energy, everything from the budding trees and baby birds to the warming up of the soil so the microbes and the insects can multiply and flourish. Even the air starts to get softer and more fertile with humidity that warms, moistens, and liberates your own pheromones by warming you up, filling your nostrils with the sweet, fertile scents of blooms adrift on the wind. Floral essential oils are supposed to be natural aphrodisiacs. So I feel this song is very appropriate during Taurus season, even as we near its close. And maybe that's the other message of this fixed sign, that it wishes to always be in this procreative season and stubbornly doesn't want it to end. As the song says, there's not enough time for all that I want for you, not enough time for every kiss and every touch and all the nights I want to be inside you. What do you think? I would love to hear your comments or reflections. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from Morgan's Tarot, available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.